Come on over, it's time for Tim Friend. Hey, heyo, welcome back to another episode of Tim Friend. I'm Tim Friend, and I'll be your best friend today, here for at least 10 minutes of your valuable time. We're still playing Fire Emblem 7, hard mode, Iron Man, smile time, actually more frowns. This is the second mission of Lynn's story, and I gotta tell you, I'm gonna show some blatant favoritism during these missions. There's gonna be some characters that you see me using all the time, and some characters that get fucking kicked to the fucking curb. And I'm not gonna lie to you, Kent, he belongs in the dirt, in the gutter. I don't like Kent. I think he's super boring. And also his growths just make him not interesting to me. Like, he's a cavalier, which gets like really high skill and speed, which I like in most other characters, but I don't like in this game's cavalier. And Sane, aside from being devilishly handsome, and he gets all of the ladies. A little strong bad, more than Jack Black, I think. But Sane's cool. Like, he gets really strong, and he can also be fast enough. And maybe that's all a Tim Friend needs once in a while. Maybe that's just all a Tim Friend needs. All right, so you're gonna see me see Kent. He basically just existed to give Sane his sword, not lance, the sword. Then Lynn is the lord here, so I'm gonna use her like the day is long. I think she's really great, really cool. She's got that fast stuff that a lot of lords don't have. She's really weaker, but whatever, that just makes her more interesting. You sort of have to use her correctly. I don't know. I like Lynn. I think she's got a great design. I think her animations are really smooth because they're not just copied over from the previous Fire Emblem game, which itself was a sequel to this one. This is a prequel to the previous game. It's confusing, but don't worry about it. I don't think I'm going to play that one on the show because it's really fucking hard and really long. Anyway, Fire Emblem is one of my favorite games. And I don't mean just the series, I mean specifically this game. It's really good. The characters all feel very unique. They all feel fairly viable too. Like I don't want to say that. Like, I have a lot of preferences of characters and a lot of unpreferences, you might say. People that I fucking hate. But overall, it feels like it's hard to make bad decisions. Like, the first time I played through the main story of this great level Sane, by the way, look at that strength go up. You'll get speed someday, I hope. He actually needs speed. I need to give him speed if I can. The first time I played through the main storyline, which is not this is like the prologue, like a 10 mission prologue, which is insane. The first time I did it, I used probably my now least favorite character, and just had him like steamroll the whole game. And I still fucking got to the end. I don't think I beat it because I think that bad character just dropped off in utility by the end of the game. But I still got really far. I got to like the second to last mission, and that's pretty impressive for playing the game not optimally. And this is a turn-based tactics game, which, like, a lot of them sort of require you to play as efficiently as possible. And in this game, efficiency is training up units that you like or that are good, have utility or whatever, and using them and in mysterious and inventive ways. But what the fuck was I talking about? I love Fire Emblem. It's really fun. You can make the characters get with each other, have good friendships, and it makes it even more devastating when I'm gonna lose them. And I say when because I'm not that great at Fire Emblem. I've been playing a lot of the most recent one, Fire Emblem Awakening, which I talked about earlier, and it made me so sloppy because it's so easy. It's the fucking easiest Fire Emblem game I've ever played. Even more than the one that came after this, which introduced the concept of having a world map and grinding. But I think that just takes away from the Fire Emblem experience. Like, there's a lot of Fire Emblem that you're missing by being able to grind your dudes to unstoppable strength. Which is why also, there's only a couple ways to grind in this game. I mean one way, and it's using the arena building. but I'm never gonna use the arena except in like the fucking third to last chapter where you get like 6 turns to beef up your dudes. Oh god, Sane, that was awful. You need to do better than that. You only have like 6 turns to like buy as much shit as you can, and there's an arena there. That's the only arena I'm ever gonna use, and that's like a Hail Mary option for someone who gets left behind. Probably the main character. Look at this art, fucking great. I love it. Like it's hampered because it's GBA graphics. Like it's just like a painting basically, a pixely painting. And he's like Sane and Kent's face are kind of like, you know what I'm talking about? They're far away. It's low res. Still pixely, but it makes Lynn look cute. And Lynn is the best. Alright. Yes. What a great piece of dialogue to come on in. Yes, we have ventured from Kaelin and Lycia to search for someone. So it turns out, if you want to read this, Kent and Sane, who I almost called Sent and Kane, but they came from their country, which is very British, and it's very, even though I maintain that Sane should have a Casanovas, Jack Black, Spanish accent. Ridiculoso. They came looking for the granddaughter of their liege, I guess, and it's Lynn. It turns out her mom was that guy's daughter, and she eloped with her husband to the plains, and were sort of what's the term, disowned by her father, but then she had a girl and named the girl after her mom, and now it's all good, and the grandpa wants to see Lynn now. But there's an evil plot, there's an evil guy who doesn't want it to happen, and I'm sure this would be very interesting if you were playing the game, but you're not. It's me, I'm playing the game, and you're here in my house, you're watching me play it. I don't want to just read you a story. Unless you do want me to read you a story, in which case leave a message in the comments and I'll read you a story. Anyway, blah blah blah, a lot of stuff that I just talked about. You are the Lady Lindis. She's like, no, what? Crazy, wow. And they know that she's real because they saw pictures of her grandma. Apparently the resemblance is there. And I guess, I don't know, it was dumb. There was another ellipsis right there. Did you see it? Fire Emblem ellipsis. Night. It's the night of the living ellipsis. There's also a lot of hyphens and people interrupt each other, which doesn't super work well as like a little text dialogue thing, but whatever, fuck it. Anyway, a lot of the characters have really distinct personalities. There's a lot of fun supports. Supports are just the conversations that you can have between characters when you literally stand them next to each other for an infinity of time. That's 1 unit of time. What will you do, champ? What you gonna do when you're on the court and you're facing down your opponent? What are you gonna do? Of course, your companionship would do much to ease my journey, but it's gonna be so dangerous, I just don't know if I should even bother. See, that was my dialogue. It was just, you'll come? Are you sure? Thank you. Like, what the fuck is that? That's dumb. I don't, Thankfully, might have mentioned this, don't think I did. They phase out the tactician character over the course of the game. You sort of become, excuse me. Ooh, that's some spicy. I just went to Taco Bell and got incredible, delicious, terrible food. Anyway, they phase out the tactician character because it's pointless and they want to have dialogue between characters that are real. In this chapter, Lynn goes to a shrine to pray on a magic sword. I mean, you know, they're tribesmen. It's sort of like an old culture thing. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's like, actually think of it this way: like if you went to Hyrule, and like you went to the temple and you just prayed on the Master Sword, like that's pretty cool. You know, that makes sense. Except the sword that's here is not the fucking Master Sword. It's not the blade that will destroy evil forever. How quaint, Sane. Yes, I agree. It's nice to see here at least the ancient customs are still observed. Why, Kent? Why is that nice? You have like a thing for ancient customs? Look at this old guy. Look at this little guy. And then this fucking youngster comes in with his chin strap beard and says, "Shut up and don't move. Threaten me as you will, but I will not give up the manicati. The manicati is the sacred blade under divine protection. It cannot be removed from its place of rest." That's my Italian accent. I hope you like it, Italians. You're a fool, old man. What good's a sword if you don't use it? Use it in combat? Sacrilege. Oh, I skipped through that dialogue, but his name is Glass, which is not intimidating. It's like, oh, fuck, I cut my foot when someone broke the window. That sucks. What a shitty name for a villain. I guess he's not a recurring villain, you just murder him. Anyway, he's after the sword, the manicati, and he can't get the sword because he's not the fucking hero of time or whatever. Listen, you senile old fool, if you value your own life, you'll get out of my sight. Which, that had like a nice little rhythm to it. If you value your life, you'll get out of my sight. It's a Dr. Seuss book that didn't really take off. Miserable spirits, I care nothing for you. I'll break this house so that the spirits will give me their sword. Generic woman, we'll see her at least 4 more times in this game, comes up and tells Lynn that, hey, there's bandits fucking up the altar. That's really bad, right? You might be able to hear the click, 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 click of me mashing the A button. My god, there's a lot of text in this game. If you hope to go to the priest's aid, you'll need to prepare. You're right. Say, champ, how you doing, buddy? There's Homestead south of us. Perhaps we should go there and question the residents. That's it. And now in the tutorial, you would be forced to go to the houses. But we're not in the tutorial, so we're not going to be forced to go to the houses. Alright, next time on Tim Friend, we'll probably play this mission and then read a bunch of dialogue. And by read, I mean I'm going to gloss over it. Alright, it sounds like a blast. Alright, see you next time, Tim Friend.